Alright everybody, welcome back. This is the fourth episode of my Roblox Studio Beginner series. In this video, I'm covering functions, and by the end of this video, we will have made a color changing door. So add a part into your game, and resize the part to the size of a door. It's good enough. I'm going to rename the part to door, and inside the door add a script. Clear the script, and first of all we have to define our door in a function, in a variable. Local door equals to script.parent. Okay, now we have to write the function. What a function is just a reusable block of code that every single time you want to use it, you activate it by calling it. It's much easier than just having to write your code over and over and over and over and over again. So, there's two ways to create a function. The first way is like this. Function, and then whatever name you want. Change color. Then you put two parentheses, and then you go outside the right parentheses, and then press enter, and it'll add an end for you. Now, we write the code of what we want to happen to our door. So we type in door.brickColor equals to brickColor : random. And then door.canCollide equals to false. So this changes the door's color to a random color, and this makes the door not collidable. Then door.transparency equals to 0.5. Okay, now we're going to add a wait. Actually, I prefer to use task.wait. And we'll wait 3 seconds. And then we'll change everything back. Door.canCollide equals to true. So now the player can hit into the door. They can't walk through it. Door.transparency equals to 0. So now the door is completely opaque. Now, if we just run this, nothing's going to happen because we have to actually call the function. And a function is either called by just typing in the name of the function and then the parentheses. But if we just did this, it wouldn't wait for us to walk into the door first. So we have to connect it to an event. Door.touched. Touched is the event. Anything with a lightning bolt here is an event. So now when the door is touched, we're going to connect it to our function. And in these parentheses, we put the name of our function, change color. I'm just going to make sure my door is anchored first. Okay. If I press play, okay. Yeah, this thing's way too slow. Okay. That's a bit too small, but that's fine. Now if I hit into it, it'll change its color. It'll become half transparent, and now the door is closed. I'm just going to make the door a little bigger. So that's the first way to create a function. The second way is a little different because it doesn't allow you to make the name you want. The way we do this, I'm just going to cut this and get rid of that. Okay, so we'd keep the first part the exact same. Door.touched::connect. But in here, we just write function. And then 2 more parentheses. And then in between the second last and the last parentheses, press enter. And it'll create an end for you. The reason this end has a parentheses is because it's the closing parentheses of this opening parentheses. So everything inside those brackets are in the function. Now, we run the exact same code we just did, and it'll work the exact same. So the difference between these two ways to write functions, which is function change color and door.touch::connect function, is that when you write it this way, the function has to be connected to an event. But when you write it this way, the function, you can call the function whenever you want. It doesn't have to be connected to an event. And also, touched isn't the only event there is. If we go to the top view tab and we press the object browser, it'll give us a dictionary of every single component of Roblox Studio and all the events of it, all the properties of it. And everything you see in a lightning bolt, I'm here in the part, everything you see in a lightning bolt is an event that can be connected to a function. So there's touched, fires when a part touches another part as a result of physical movement. There's touch ended, which that can be a little buggy sometimes. It fires when a part stops touching another part as a result of physical movement. There's changed, fired immediately after a property of the instance changes, with some limitations. So for example, if I changed the transparency of my part to 0.5, then if the change would be activated, and if it was connected to a function, that function would run. And there's a lot more. And there's also events for everything else in Roblox Studio. Here's a scripting challenge for you guys. I want you to make a part that when you touch it, it changes its transparency. And then when a property changes, like the transparency, it prints a message that says, a property of the part has been changed, or any message that you want. So that wraps up functions. I hope you learned something, even if it was just something small. I recommend you take what I just taught you and experiment with it, see what you can make. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.